Let's hear where we need to be. So, wrong choices, that's going to get you in so much trouble. And then generational curses, which we've actually talked about, but cycles. There are traumas in your generational and your bloodline, which will come up because your mother got bit by a black dog, and so she's scared to death of black dogs. So she never wants to be around a black dog. She runs from all black dogs, any size, right? And so you're afraid of black dogs because your mother's afraid of black dogs. See the cycle? You have no reason to be afraid. You haven't had trauma with a black dog. But that's the way our lives are. Look at it. Oh, well, I wouldn't want to do that because, my daddy did that and that was bad. Or I heard somebody say that was a bad thing, so I sure don't want to. I want to be careful. We need to always be Spirit-led. In all that you do, say, see, sense, be Spirit-led. You do that, you'll be all right always. Okay, so those three things, past trauma, open doors to wrong choices, and generational curses, those are the things that are going to give way or give doors to night terrors. Okay, visitation dreams. Did I skip something here? Oh, yeah, I sure did. All right. Okay, sexual dreams. Let's talk about those real quick because we sort of brought those out. Okay, sexual dreams are symbolic in nature. They're about covenant. They're about coming into agreement with someone. Don't get all freaked out. If you're in bed with your best friend and you're both of same sex, you're probably not having a sexual identity crisis. You're probably, Creator's just saying you're in covenant, either negative or positive. Now remember when we were talking earlier about the codependence thing and about how we can get into sometimes being controlled by people or based upon either our woundings or their woundings. Sometimes you'll have a dream where I had a dream like this. I was in bed with a very good friend of mine who I loved very much and had been a friend for years, and it was very sexual, and I woke up and it was like, it was gross. Okay, now, because my response was ick, Creator was trying to tell me that something in that relationship was not right, and I had to go and deal with it. Now, the way we deal with things is telling the truth in love, right? We tell the truth, but we tell it in love. So I go to this friend and talking about whatever Creator brought up. And sometimes people you'll be able to confront in love and those things will settle out and you'll be fine. Other times you'll have to disconnect. You have to be Spirit. Yes. Now, had I had that dream with my friend and woken up and it felt very innocent, right? Very clean, very sweet, that would have been about a right covenant. Jonathan and David, that's about a right covenant. The way you feel in your emotions a lot of times will tell you what Creator's talking about. Because your spirit will have a response. What's the response? So they're symbolic in nature. They uncover hidden and secret covenants. We just talked about that. Places where you've, gone the wrong way. Critical, or they're very critical to our understanding because that type of dream is also talking about where our dreams and our vision and our destiny get aborted. They show us adverse soul ties. We were just talking about some of that. You can have a soul tie with your best friend. You can have a soul tie with your mother, with your father. If there was abuse there throughout your life, but you're still in this very tight relationship with your mother, but there's verbal abuse or whatever, and you may have to set some healthy boundaries and throw up a hand and say, I love you very much, but I have to tell you the truth. This is the line that I'm drawing, and no, we're not going there, and I can't maybe even see you for a while. nothing wrong with healthy boundaries. You are a vessel that you are responsible for. You are responsible for taking care of it by the Spirit, led by the Spirit. Right? Generational propensities will come up in sexual dreams, very much so, and that will affect your success. Remember how I was talking about aborting? There will be sometimes aborting of destiny or of vision, and then assignments meant to abort the vision. Now, how many of you have heard of the spirits incubus and succubus? Most everybody. Okay. You know how the Bible talks about, some people call them Nephilim, but giants or demons, they were demons, that came and had relations with human women because they found human women comely or beautiful. And then they produced, this is what they say, I don't really know. I wasn't there, I don't know. But they produced supposedly giants. That's where the giants supposedly came from. Okay, incubus is usually the spirit that will approach woman, and succubus usually man. Okay, now, how many of you have had sexual dreams sometime in your life? Duh. If everybody in the room doesn't, raise your hand. I'm just leaving. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody has had that. Hello. It's natural. Okay, but this is the deal. Sometimes in your dreams, I'm not talking about when you were going through puberty and you were trying to figure things out. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes in your dreams, and this happens everywhere, and it happens in the church all the time. People will have sexual dreams where there will be a complete coming to fruition in the dream. Not, I'm making a choice to enjoy this, or you following me? But in the dream. Then they wake up and they're like, ugh, that ick. Remember the ick I was talking about? Okay, that's because a familiar spirit, most likely incubus or succubus, has come because some door is open somewhere and has tried to abort, plant a seed, remember, plant a false seed in your spiritual womb to abort a vision or destiny that's in you. That's what that's about. And as you begin to break covenant with whatever Creator gives you, being led by the Spirit, then what happens is you'll continue to have dreams and you'll begin to see that you respond differently, and then you'll overcome this thing, and then the thing just quits coming. See, we can go through deliverance in our dreams, but a lot of those sexual dreams are connected to generational openings, doors that were open in the bloodline, and that's why you're not aware of it. It only comes at night when you're asleep and you're off guard. You hearing me? Have I lost you? Are y'all leaving now? Anybody mad at me? Good. So far, so good. Thank you. Thank you very much for keeping me up on that, Chris. Okay, so we can activate ourselves. People ask me all the time, they always say, I want a dream, I just don't remember my dreams. I mean, I wish I did, I really don't. And so how do I remember my dreams? And this is what I say. I say, I hope I don't mess up that cord and disconnect us all. This is what I say. You need to activate yourself and you need to ask. Now remember, whenever we ask someone who loves us for something, they're going to give, right? Yeah. Thus, Father, our Creator, who loves you and who is a good daddy, if you ask for bread, is going to give you bread and not a stone, right? He's not a cruel papa. He loves you. And He wants to give you good things. He wants you to enjoy and delight Him and in fellowship with Him. And He loves giving His children good things. So, first thing you do is you ask. I ask Creator to sanctify and cover my thoughts and dreams as I sleep. I want you guys to all say this prayer. Creator, Sanctify and cover my thoughts and dreams as I sleep. Yes. Then, Spirit, speak to me in the night, and I'm asking for the interpretation of any dream you give me. Speak to me in the night and give me the interpretation. Okay? And then it's just as simple as you got to honor him. You got to trust. Right? Trust your request, that he's going to honor that he's not going to be mean to you in any way. He's going to hear and he's going to show up in that. Now, there were some other things I was going to bring up. Maybe we'll get to that this afternoon. We'll stay on. Let's get more pragmatic for a moment. Do we have any questions about anything we have talked about? There's a question. Oh, wait. Where's the traveling mic?
Oh, you have it.
Oh, I have the traveling mic. Okay. Okay. You have to ask into the mic, please.
I may be off base, but I'm thinking, weren't you referring to another type of dream?
Visitation. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you so much. Visitation. Oh, I love visitations. I don't know how I passed right by it. Visitations are dreams where, thank you so much, where you actually feel like creator or an angel. Sometimes, for some people, it's grandmother or grandfather. Don't get freaked out about that yet. They will actually visit you in your dreams and give you a message. Okay? Now, sometimes you go places with Creator in your dreams, right? How many of you have done that? I believe that that's a literal transport. I mean, your spirit, or translation, that your spirit goes and works with Creator as you sleep. Because we are called to co-labor with Creator. So we go with Him and we work with Him. So when oftentimes I'll wake up and it'll be just like Creator is in the room with me and is sitting on the side of the bed and just wants to talk to me. It's not I feel a physical sense. I just sense His presence. It's sweet. It's innocent. It's non-scary, right? That's Creator, right? And He wants to talk to me about something, so I wake up and I talk. Now, for those who are not strongly connected to third heaven, a lot of times some messages will come through a matriarch or patriarch who has been deceased in their lives, because Father meets us where we are. Okay? Don't get all weirded out about that and try to tell somebody, oh, you're talking to, a demon and God can do whatever He wants to. He's God. He's God. And He so loves us that He just meets us where we are and He speaks our language. Thank goodness He speaks in my language and my colloquialisms, because it's different than a lot of people's. You know what I mean? So when we begin to understand that we don't need someone else to bring a message, then we begin to experience those godlike or those angelic visitations where it is truly someone from the heavenlies. I was in a room one time just praying and seeking God about something, and I had this sense that there were like people in the room, like spirits in the room. I mean, in a good way. And I'm looking around, I'm looking for angels, and I'm not, I see, but I see in the spirit, right? I don't see in the physical. Some people do see very tangible things. I see in the spirit. So I turn around to look, and in my spirit, see, sometimes some things you just know that you know in your spirit, because you're spirit led, right? I know in my spirit that the room is full of elders. I still don't know why exactly, though Jesus was also there and Moses was there. I don't know. And Moses gave me a scroll, and it was like I was receiving a commissioning, and all of the elders were there to be a part of this and to celebrate a part of this, be a part of this, and to celebrate this commissioning. And the scroll, I can only assume, I still haven't seen it. I mean, I haven't been able to open it up yet, but I can only assume that it has something to do with a deliverance of the people, which is so much my heart and my call. I just do it in a different way than a lot of other people do it. And sometimes I'm sort of covert and I weasel in under the radar, and then, so maybe that's what it was about, was my call. Like I said, I still haven't opened and read the scroll. I don't know. So, and I wasn't told to put it in my mouth and eat it. So I don't know what's there. But anyway, as we get an greater understanding, see, then God can, like I had a dream last night of my Italian grandmother who died when I was like 6 or something, right? And she was this incredible woman. And of course we all think that way about our grandparents. But she died at 53, way too early. And so I didn't have the benefit of really learning from her and having that time with her. But we called her Nani. And so my granddaughters call me Nani because I'm honoring Nani, because I just love my Nani. But after all these years, years and years and years and years, I never dream about Nani. Never dream about her. Last night I had a dream, and Nani was in my dream, and my daughter, and my 2 grandchildren. So obviously it's about the bloodline and the inheritance, and the Lord's talking about that. Isn't that sweet? But she was giving me a message. My Nani. It could have been Jesus, but he sent Nani. I'm not going to try to explain it. He's God. I'm not going to tell him how to do it. He's God. Right? My only job is to show up and be obedient and be Spirit-led. That's my job. I'm getting better at it. Okay, so visitations. So, and about the translation, transport, all that stuff that people talk about, I have done lots and lots and lots of work with Creator in my dreams. A lot of times, because I have a strong intuitive or prophetic gift, a lot of times I'll be standing on a like a plateau or over a large river or over a city or something, and in my dream I am releasing, and my arm's always out, I'm releasing, like the arm of the Lord, I'm releasing a word over the territory and over the people. I'm releasing this word, and I know when I wake up, I was there doing that. I was doing what the Spirit led me to do, and it will take effect, because no word returns void that is Creator's, right? Okay, so let's talk about some really pragmatic stuff. Like, I sleep with a sleep mask and earplugs. Now, let me explain why. Good girl. Okay, and I've only got 4 left, but I've got 4 of our sleep masks back there, which you're welcome to. I think they're 23 or 24, something like that. Yeah, 24. Anyway, they have a little pocket in the front that you flap up, and the earplugs are actually in the pocket. They come with the earplugs. It's so cool. They're completely light blocking, and they have a little pillow that comes over your nose like that, so there is no light. Now, let me explain to you why that is important. If you look at science and about the psychology, some of the psychology of the way our minds work, and just about the balances of our brain and our subconscious and the way we work. I love science, by the way. The true scientist is God, and all science belongs to Him, right? So I'm very into science. I love that. Frequency and quantum physics, and I love all of that, because He came up with all of that. So this is the deal. When you wake up, this is important. When you wake up from a dream, You cannot immediately open your eyes and turn on a light because the dream just went. You've lost it because what you did was you came out of an alpha state of rest. That's with your eyes closed. An alpha state of rest, and you've come into your day-to-day understanding. So your mind then has already said, day is here, light is on. So you have to sneak up on yourself. So I have very vivid dreams when I sleep with a mask that lets no light in whatsoever, and the earplugs go in. Now, the earplugs are foam. Now, most people don't even know how to use those, but let me just give you a 411. When you get ready to use foam earplugs, what you do is you squeeze and twist the end. Then, when you're inserting it quickly, because they blow up, then you twist and push in. Don't worry, it's not going all the way to your eardrum, okay? Don't worry, you're not going to hurt yourself. And then immediately it starts blowing up, and then if what you hear is then you got them in right. If you hear noise in the room, you didn't. Now, what is that sound? Thank you. And what does that remind you of?
The womb.
Thank you. Mother's heartbeat in the womb. See, that is where vision comes, is in the womb of Creator. That's where vision, revelation, and destiny comes to us. So if you're open to the outside world and all the sounds, if I'm busy, I wake up and I'm hearing the birds, I've just lost the vision. I just lost it. So what you want to do is you want to stay in what they call an alpha state. Now that state is a state where you're very still, you stay very still, and your eyes are still closed. So I haven't taken my mask off yet, okay? My earplugs are still in. And I'm walking back through my dream in my mind. Okay, I remember the last thing was, oh yeah, Nani was there, and then Crystal and the kids, and I was, oh yeah. And then as you begin to walk back through it, then the other pieces will come. Now what you want to do is, I pull my mask just up to my forehead, because I need maybe to cover my eyes again and go back into the alpha state, which is not an awake asleep state. This is an awake state, eyes closed, restful. That's not that in-between state where lots of things happen, but that's not this, okay? So, I pull it up on my forehead, I get my pen, I turn on, and I have 4 or 5 of those, a book light. I think they're $3. A book light, not a lamp. A book light, and I shine it directly on my journal. The journals are back there. And I begin to write main points first. Okay, I was with Nani. Okay, the girls were there. We were in a car. Things that you remember, like coordinates or direction. Oh, we were heading north. That's always important. I was in a car that wasn't mine, but it was blue. That's important. You can put those things down quickly and then go back and write the storyline. And as you're writing the storyline, the details will come. I promise. Okay? Now, that's one dream or one scene. Sometimes I wake up and I've got 3 dreams with 6 or 7 scenes each. So I write down the one dream, I get all the main points and the details that are important. I pull my mask back down, I go back in the alpha state, okay, and I ask Creator to bring it back, bring the other dreams back to me, and then He'll bring me one element, and then as I begin to walk back through it, it all floods back again. It's a discipline. It's like any other gift. You're going to have to refine it. You're going to have to develop it. Okay? Some people have very short dreams. You know, they just wake up, they have a short dream, they write it down, boom. I have epic dreams sometimes. It's a lot. Okay, so the reason your ears are plugged are so that it's like you're in the heart or the womb of Creator, and He's able to bring all that back to you because He's the one the message is from. And He's, by the way, the only one that can interpret it. Remember earlier we were saying, now you can get a book of symbols and you can get those about anywhere, and you can look up the symbols and you can see that a house usually represents a person and a car usually represents an occupation or a ministry or a whatever. But the reality is you can start there. That's not a bad place to start, but if you're not led by the Spirit, you're going to miss it. There is no method with Creator. He's not a Methodist. Oh, that was bad. I'm sorry. He's not into methods. He's not into formulas. And He's going to change it up about the time you figure it out anyway, so don't even get used to, don't think you got it, because you never going to got it. You will never have it. He's always going to throw something at you. A wrench in the works. So, your interpretation has to be led by the Spirit. So as you're going through the interpretation, looking at your symbols and looking for the interpretation, whatever comes up, if you ask, right? If I ask, I feel like He's always going to honor my request. So when I ask, then whatever first comes up, I write that down. Okay, there must be something there that came to mind. And I just begin to take notes. And then pieces of puzzles start coming together. And before I know it, I've got this incredible reading or prophetic word from the heart of God that's either giving me direction or tools or strategy or answers. It's awesome. I love my dreams. I'm so serious about my dreams.